is going to be covered in what days or what dates, basically. This is must here, teaching plan. Then similarly, if one subject is associated with the practical, so if it is a practical oriented subject, or if the credits are associated for practicals also related to the same subject, then we have to make the plan for the practical also for the semester. If it is yearly system, we have to go accordingly. So then assessment and evaluation sheet. So it is related to the results. So you have to plan it again. So in what manner you are going to assess, and some of the sheets related to the good students may be included in this file. Some of the mediocre students answer sheets may be included in this file, and even the weaker students also. So after that, rubric for practical exam. So how really you are going to grade these students? So rubrics. So the grading system, or you set the levels, low, medium, high, something like this. So it depends upon the institution. एक मिनट में पानी पी के आती हूँ, एक मिनट प्लीज. Then we try to include the test papers. It depends upon, again, the institution. Many of the institutions conduct 3 tests, maybe averaged out, the marks are averaged out, or some of the institutions, they have the strategy or they have the policy basically to take best 2 out of 3, or whatever is the policy related to the test. So accordingly, those papers are to be inserted. Actually, all of these things are essential, because suppose I have taught a course, and I have taught a course, let us say, for 3 years, consecutive years, and now I am not allocated the same subject, but somebody else has been allocated the subject who is not very well concerned with that. So what has been taught earlier, and how the question papers were set, how the marks were given, everything must be known to the person who is going to take that subject first time, or newly also. So test papers are to be included. Then result analysis of class tests, attainment of tests, term end examination. I'm going to show it to you. Then list of weak and bright students and action taken. This is something, I mean, it is not very tedious, but yes, sometimes it is not possible for us to locate really the bright students. What happens in one test? Suppose some student gets, let us say, 10 out of 10, but in other test maybe 6 out of 10. So you have to judge in other manner also. Like, you should not be dependent upon the marks obtained by the students. So judgment has to be done by a teacher in a proper manner, so that the teacher can understand genuinely who is a bright student. And these bright students, they can pick up the contents which have been taught in the college or class very easily. So they always sit idle. If some questions are raised, or if some problems are allocated in the class to work out at the same time, so these bright students, they will do it immediately, and they will sit idle. So we should have the another plan. If there are certain students, so what problems further may be given to them, so that they cannot sit idle. So on next time, naturally, if the bright students are doing really great, then you have to identify different kind of innovative problems for them, so that they can excel in that subject in different manner. And their potential has to be judged carefully, and they are to be given chance to work at higher level, basically. This is the notion the mind. This should be the notion in mind, basically. So weak student, everybody knows that if weak student means they are not performing good in test or even examination, or whenever the assignments are given to the class, they don't understand and therefore properly, and they don't understand properly, and hence they are not able to solve the problems immediately. So we have to take the different kind of actions for them. Even sometimes it is possible for us to ask the bright students to help them. It may be done, but it should not be always the practice, because otherwise bright students cannot be excelled further, basically. So they have right to go ahead with certain levels. So action taken. If there are weak students, what actions have been taken by you? So those are to be documented properly. If there are bright students, so what extra work has been assigned to them, or even extra projects have been assigned to them, and all these things are to be properly documented. The documentation is, I mean, it is having so much importance that without documentation, nobody can listen that yes, you have done it. Even if you have really acted very nicely, but nobody will agree, because documentation is very, very important in any of the accreditation. So action taken to fulfill attainment gap. See, we always try to set up uh, some level, let us say some point, that I want that all of the class students, at least they should maintain the 60% criteria. And gradually, year-wise, we try to increase this. So at least by 5%. So if there is a gap between the assessment and attainment, so what actions are to be taken for the future, for the next year, that has to be planned, and accordingly the working has to be seen and visible, basically, for the next year, so as to minimize the gap in the attainment. Then model answer papers for the test papers. Many a time it happens that simply we provide the test papers, we take the tests, and simply we show the marks to the students that you have done excellent. So 10 and 9 out of 10, let us say, you have done excellent. But where is where you missed 1 mark? So why you missed 1 mark? We don't discuss, basically. So we have to have, even if you don't have the time, or if it is not, if it is a huge class. So I have seen that there is a intake of 120 students also in some of the institutions, and at a time they are working, the classes are taken for all 120 students, because they have huge facilities to teach them at a time. But in this case, what happens is, look at each and every test paper. Okay, correction is possible, but to tackle the students based upon these test papers, sometimes it becomes tedious, and therefore it is a good practice to form the model answers for the test papers, and you may distribute it to the students. So those who missed even 0.5 marks, why they missed it, and otherwise also. So, and learning material has to be provided. So learning material may be, our PPTs. Normally a teacher, teaches a subject, but suppose, let us say, see, in my case, I can tell you that if I have assigned one subject, so long back, let us say 10 years back, and still I am going to continue to teach the same subject. So it should not happen that 10 years back, if I had unit 1, and for unit 1, let us say there were 20 slides. So it should not happen that regularly, and since long time, the 25 slides are to be given to the students. No, normally a teacher tries to improve the topic with number of point of views, basically, and therefore our material also gets good, and it is good to provide learning material from that point of view. Otherwise, what happens? Okay, मैडम पढ़ा रही है, मैडम सालों से पढ़ा रही है, वो यही देंगी यूनिट 1 में उनकी 25 slides है, so she will give those 25 slides which have been given to the students who passed out in, let us say, 2018 or 19. And it should not happen. We also enjoy to collect the material from variety of books. Lot many examples may be included in our PPTs, so that the students will be able to understand the concepts in nice manner. So learning material should not be a steady kind of material every year. This is what I mean to say. It should keep on changing. It should become huge. It should be quality learning material. This is what is my saying. So more or less, the course file contains all of these aspects of teaching learning. And therefore, if you look at one by one, so I can show you. So this is Institute Vision, Institute Mission.
Madam, there is a question, I'm sorry to
please
interrupt you.
Please.
By Ishrat Patel. She's asking, I don't know whether, ma'am, can you clarify on mentor-mentee ratio and how to handle, and what is to be done here? Should the students belong to our subjects? Cause in our college, we have huge strength and we are given students of other streams as mentees. Is it okay? Secondly, please tell us how to maintain MOM in all the committees template, if any. This is one question. Minutes of the meeting, ma'am.
Minutes of the meeting. Okay. So number 1, mentor-mentee. See, madam, every college has their own way to assign the number of, because it depends upon intake. And see, there are variety of, there are teachers who belong to first year, humanities and science teachers are there. Even they are also allocated as, they also can be mentors basically. So normally it has been seen that the teacher should be assigned not more than 5 to 10 students. Because if it is so, then it will not be possible for them to handle regularly. Because unless and until you watch them carefully in regular manner, you cannot understand their progress. So normally the size which has been given or allocated, the size of the students should not be more than 5 to 10 basically. At the most 10, not more than that. Because teachers' time is also very important and it has to be taken care individually. So teachers must have that amount of time and along with their work. So this is the first answer. But I don't know which college you belong to and what is the status. So it will be not possible for me to tell you the answer you properly. The another thing, there are certain counselors also. So there are some problems. There are some problems apart from teaching learning. I'm talking about the students and learning, in terms of learning. So those things are to be taken care by us. But where the counselors are there, so if the problems are arisen due to their own environmental status, the students' environmental status, maybe, their family background, due to family background also, or any other related problems. So counselors are there. So we have to send those kind of problems within the students to the counselors. This is what I suggest. And the third question was minutes of the meeting. Which meeting you are talking of? Mentor, I think mentor, menting, madam, can you please ask her?
Yeah, Ishrat? I don't know. Ishratji, will you please write what minutes of the meeting? Is it the meeting with the
because
mentors?
It depends. There are several kinds of meetings. So
yeah, unless
so
you
which
specify.
Kind of meeting you, yes.
Ishratji, shall I put you? I'm asking you to please, unmute yourself. Please requested to please unmute yourself.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, ma'am, actually, we are having a huge strength. Like, as I said, we have BCom some 700 students, BA, we have 1200. And the permanent
Yeah.
faculties in our college are very few. Say, ratio somewhere, we have
Okay.
like on permanent staff is 25, and we have guest faculties in huge number.
Okay.
First thing is, recently I came to know like we can take the guest faculties also as mentors. Okay. And
Yeah. Very
yeah,
true.
that is one thing, and the other thing is, since the ratio was very less, we were given other, like if I belong to CS, I were given the students from commerce and BA. So how can we, we were unable to listen to the problems or solve or any type of, grievances we were not able to reach. So that
Yeah.
is what it is actually failing here for us. And the
Yeah.
second thing is, ma'am, I would like to know like what exactly minutes of meeting, if we are, if I'm talking from Karnataka.
Yeah.
Okay, I belong to college, GFGC, Government College, Raichur. Here
Okay.
we are having like, I just want to get an idea from you how we are going to make the minutes of meeting, not only in one section, in all the categories, from starting from our
Minutes
I2AC
of meeting
itself.
related to what?
Like, ma'am, it could be in all the departments. For
Okay.
everything, we make minutes of meeting, right? We have,
Okay.
for even for timetable committee before the commencement of the exams, we
Okay.
go for, examination committee has a meeting. But
Yeah.
we are, many times it happens, we make it in Kannada, and again we
Okay.
need to translate it in English for the sake of NAC. So
Okay.
even if there is, if we could help our faculty members with a common template of minutes of meeting, then
Okay.
it would be helpful, because even I
Okay.
am
So
not
let
so
me
clear
let me give
regarding
you an example for this. First of all, you said that you have been allocated commerce students. It is not a good practice.
yes.
If you are the teacher of CS, then it is not a good practice basically. Okay, but nothing is there in your hand, so you have been given, so given. Maybe the counselors are not there in the institute. Okay, so
Yes.
I personally suggest that uh, see, the work is given to you, you have to do it. Okay, and if there are common kind of problems, then you can club those students, common problems, you can club those students
Yes.
together and sit with them and try to resolve the problems.
Ma'am, we resolve it. The problem is we are unable to keep any documentation regarding this, because
Okay,
they may
okay, okay.
question us, no, you are from other stream, students are
Yeah,
from
yeah.
other stream, that committee.
Okay, okay.
So
So let
here
me
I'm
tell you
worried.
one
Yes.
thing. Okay,
Okay.
let us take one example. Huh? Suppose you are the part of internal complaint committee. I'm talking about minutes of meeting. Okay, Ishrat, can you listen me? I'm talking from the point of view of writing minutes of the meeting. So suppose you are a part of, let us say, internal complaint committee. There are so many members along with you. Okay, so and let us say that you are heading that uh, committee. So normally, what is the process? That the coordinator, that is head, we say coordinator as head of that committee, you plan the meeting within yourselves. Let us say that committee is comprised of 7 to 8 members. So you call the meeting, but calling the meeting, so through what? The notification. So it starts, the minutes of the meeting is not simply advisable. So your loop has to be completed. So loop will be starting with the with the notification. So notification of the meeting, when the meeting has been held, basically what day, what time. Okay, then what is the agenda, include in that. So this is the first document, it will be initiated. Okay, then after the meeting, I mean, you will raise whatever be the agenda points, those in the meeting, whoever are present, you will have the signatures. Okay, then agenda wise you will have the discussion within the meeting. So what happened in the minute, reporting is needed. So who attended the meeting, then report is to be written, and then it has to be sent to the higher authorities. So basically loop gets complete when whenever you are going to initiate the task. So each and every action has to be included in the document. Okay, and minutes of the meeting are nothing but whatever be the agenda taken care by you during that meeting. So what was the solution, what has been decided. So those are to be listed as per the points of agenda one by one. And then everybody has to sign. So ultimately this loop will be completed in that sense. Am I clear, Ishrat? Ishrat, am I clear, please?
She is, like, I'll ask her to Madam Ishrat, madam, please.
Yes, ma'am.
unmute.
Yes, ma'am. I was muted. Yes, ma'am. It's
Now
clear,
you
ma'am.
can, yeah.
Yeah. So
Now
should
you
I
can.
proceed ahead?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. 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 So you can see here, institute vision. Now, can anybody tell me that is it a good kind of statement, whatever is written? Day before yesterday, we have discussed what is the vision. Can anybody tell me whether the institute vision, whatever it is written here, is it good basically? Can anybody tell me? Is it a good vision statement? Not anybody? Basically, it is a kind of phrase, not a statement. And if at all it has been designed, so everybody can see that, no, it is not very good in that manner, because it is not a complete sentence, that is statement also. Okay, but anyway, suppose, see, I'm going to talk about the example of the course file. So institute vision, then institute mission has been listed. Then this department vision, department mission, then this is the academic calendar. There are many ways basically to display or to prepare the academic calendar. So this is one of the types. So this academic calendar. Then see, commencement of the commencement, after the commencement of the semester, what are the various activities date wise are to be included, and duration also it has been written. So after that, if there are certain notes related to the same, so they are to be pointed out explicitly, which has been done in terms of notes, and then the signature of authorities. So this is the way basically. See, this makes the authenticity. It shows the authenticity of the document. Then another one. So another autumn and even term. See, it has been listed for a whole year. Then let us come to curriculum. So program code, EE something, program code EE, electrical engineering. Program codes are different than course codes. Then course is EE16. So there are ways, again, whatever your institute suggests or developed the course code, the way of writing the course codes, you have to accept those things. Then course title, and very, very essentially, this course is compulsory or optional. It has to be explicitly stated here. Then teaching scheme and credits. So theory, practical, if tutorials are there, so how many total number of credits are there for this subject? What is the examination scheme which is to be followed? So every institution has its own way basically, but this information is necessary. Then rational for this particular subject. So why this course is kept in this particular stream. Then outcomes, COs. After learning this course, what will be gain in knowledge of the students? What amount and what kind of knowledge will be developed in the students? So this course outcome, how they will be helpful further basically. Then course contents. So course content details. Units. Many of the universities, they are providing the contents in terms of units. So unit number 1, what are the topics and what are the subtopics within the topics? So those are to be listed here. So this is one of the ways I am telling you, one of the examples I am telling you, but another I am going to show you. Maybe you may consider that kind of course curriculum also. So basically this unit wise also, you can go ahead unit wise like this. So this is the curriculum. Now suggested specifications table with the hours and marks. Theory. So topic title, how many teachings are required, teaching hours are required, how you are going to distribute the marks. If at all you are interested, you can label them basically. So like this, let's see if this particular subject is associated with the practical. Then what may be the assignments related, practical assignments related to this subject. So list of experiments. So related to unit 1, how many experiments are there? 6 experiments are there. Related to unit 2, only 1 experiment is there. And approximately how much time is needed? You have to write in this course file itself. You have to show it. So like this, you have to show how many total number of hours are needed to complete a list of practicals. Then very, very importantly, the reference books, textbooks, reference books, you have to write with the latest edition also, latest editions also. So the name of the books, author, publisher, everything. Even I feel that editions are very important, because so many new concepts have been included in this along with the new topics. As everybody knows that engineering field is emerging day by day. So many a times it happens that some of the portions might not be there in the earlier editions books, and therefore editions are very, very important here. So they have not written, but I always prefer to write editions also. So like this, course curriculum development committee, who are the committee members? Here itself it has been written. So there are certain internal faculty who is involved, there are certain external faculty, maybe from industry or any other college, let us say college of national importance. So the members should be there basically from those kind of institutions also. Then mapping. Once COs are designated or COs are fixed for particular subject, then it becomes possible for us to make the mapping. So many of the speakers have been talked about the mapping of COPOs. So it has to be listed here. It has to be shown here along with the rubrics which have been written here as 1, 2, 3, 2.4, 0.6. This is average basically. So it is compulsory basically. So it gives so many, so much kind of information to us, as the importance of POs, PSOs. So I'm not going to repeat because so many speakers have talked about all these key terminologies related to outcome-based education. Then COs and PSOs matrix. Then unit and CO matrix, unit wise also it has been listed. Like this, this plan, this portion, you will see that it is all related to the syllabus. So in detail, we have to write, we have to include this information. Then next point is the teaching plan. How the teacher is going to, teacher has planned to teach. How many hours are to be given? In what mode it has to be given because of this pandemic? And many of the institutions have started the blended mode. So you have to clarify all these things here. So course, the topic of the unit, which is basically planned to teach along with the course outcome, date of completion, then reason for delivery, sorry, the reason for deviation, but normally nahi hota hai ye, but yes, somebody, some teachers may have some problems related to it, then pedagogy or learning resources used, so, and then lecturer's signature. So normally this is to be planned for the whole semester and given it in the included this thing in the course file basically. Then next one is teaching plan. After teaching plan, laboratory plan. So same way, if the subject is associated with the laboratory, so you have to highlight all of the parameters related to it, all of the attributes related to it in this manner. See, normally in lab we teach or we conduct the practicals in batch manner, batch wise basically. So if the batches are listed as A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, whatever is there in the institutions, so accordingly you have to write separately and dates and all these things. So this is about the lab plan. The next is lesson for theory. So learning outcomes, you have to define here the learning outcomes. As I said that OBE is learning centric. So learning outcomes, and then, you know, teaching points, these procedures, how really, what methodology you are going to specifically adopt here, and for maybe, you know, some quizzes are to be fired, or you know, whatever you have thought of related to your this lesson plan for theory. So you have to specify it here. Then assessment and evaluation. There are basically, I think that it has been, I mean, the idea has been given to you that this assessment and evaluation has been given in two manner. There are two parts. One is direct assessment and another is indirect assessment. So what have you considered is direct assessment, and what are the parts related to indirect assessment, and how they are affecting the COs. So this is particular assessment and evaluation sheet, how they are affecting. So for each and every subject, you have to include this plan. Then test question paper. So now you can see that it depends. These are the levels basically. These are the levels. So levels in terms of complexity: hard, medium, very simple, something like this. So these are the rubrics, and accordingly the coding has been done by the institution. So accordingly you have to you know, associate those levels. And then, because why it is so, because it helps us in assessment and attainment of the marks basically. So marks in terms of calculation of POs and PSOs, PEOs also. So like this, you know, test question marks are to be included here. And see, it is written here that marks CO, the CO2 30, CO3 14. So levels R, U, A. So everybody has their own notion. So maybe, you know, simple, hard, medium, something like this. So then next is the course outcome. After that, it becomes possible for us to calculate this particular assessment related to the course outcomes with the help of this matrix. So result analysis: how many students scored above 70? How many students could score between 40 to 70? How many are there below 40%? So overall, how many students are there in a class, and these are the percentage. So like this, all these details are to be written here in result analysis. So result analysis of test also. Then list of weak students. When we deliver the lectures and ask the questions during our class, so we can assess that who are the weaker students, or there are so many means, basically, with the help of which it becomes possible for us to judge. Ji.
मैम, दो फैकल्टी मेंबर्स कह रहे हैं कि प्लीज request you to share this file.
Okay.
And they say that this is somewhat different than they normally use.
Okay, I will share. See, I'm telling that this is one of the examples.
Yeah. Yes.
See,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is one of the examples.
Yes.
Okay, many of the, see, I'm going to show you another one. I'm going to show you the best one because I like that pattern.
Okay.
And that has been given by the Institute of National Importance. So I'm going to show that also, but not all this stuff. I'm talking about the course curriculum, how really fantastically they have basically included the matter contents. Okay, but this is the general one. Normally, these points are to be included in the course file.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. See, this is one of the examples. This is what I mean. Huh? So let us look at it, that list of the weak students. So they have been written here. Reason for poor performance. You have to identify the reason. So it has been listed. Now, how we can overcome these problems so that these students can perform well?
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
See, here, these like reason for poor performance in small classes is okay.
Yeah.
But if somebody is teaching, say, 400, a class of 300, a class of 200, and so on and so forth. So it's a big classes that generally teachers are dealing with right now.
Very true. Very true.
So how do we deal with this? Like reason, it is difficult to find out reason for.
Madam, you also know that there is a concept of teaching assistants. So there it becomes mandatory basically that teaching assistants are to be allocated with the professor.
Yes.
So it is their job. It will, I mean, they can do well. They can devote that amount of time also.
But madam, in the teaching assistants in universities and institutions of national importance is okay.
Yeah.
Think about a college.
Yes,
but I do not know whether.
no, but these many students are not there in a class, madam.
Okay.
In general, not more than 120. I have not seen. I'm specifically talking about engineering technology.
Okay.
At the most 180. At the most 180. Or even if they are there, so they are conducting in the shifts, and teachers are different.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is my experience I'm sharing.
Okay.
But there are certain, some assistance, some kind of assistance should be given if it is so.
If it is a large class, I think. So in institutions like ours, we do have a good number of teaching assistants. They help. But in a college, degree college, it may not be.
Madam, we allow our research scholars also sometimes. So
yes,
it depends.
They are given
but
the
in
task.
Private colleges, I don't think that this concept is valid.
Especially if it is only a degree college.
Yes.
They may not be having research students. They may not be having teaching assistants.
Very true.
They must be.
They have to manage somehow. So.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
So after knowing the reason, you have to go for looking at the remedial measures and actions suggested for the improvement. So this is all we have to say. I mean, this is our lookout and how really we can go ahead to resolve the problems. This is with us because we are having the responsibility of that subject and class. So how really you can make these students, weaker students to the good students. So we have to decide basically, but everything should be there on paper. What did you do? What kind of actions have been taken place by you so that whatever be the reasons for the poor performance, it is it has been improved basically. So everything is on paper. It should be on paper. So like this, you have to list them. Now list of bright students. As I told you earlier that we should respect the time and energy of bright students. So if given some assignments and the bright students, they do quickly, and we are waiting for other students to complete the task. So it should not happen that they should sit idle. We have to have some another plan. Either they should be involved to help the other students, but not always. I told you, we should have the plan B also, so that their time cannot be wasted and they can go ahead with the another problem. So their learning is also very important. So like this, we have to think of, we have to list them, and how really we can motivate for the higher higher activities, higher level of activities. And definitely we can use their expertise or their bright actions for some other purpose. And mostly it happens that these students are involved in projects and innovative projects. Let them be very small projects, but if they are innovative, they are transformational, they are useful to the society or some institution or any organization basically. So it matters a lot, and they are always these kind of activities, these kind of projects are always appreciated. So it gets the motive. I mean, we provide the motivation to the students from that perspective also. So this is the list of the bright students, and whatever action we can, whatever strategy we can plan them, so we should go ahead with that. So task given to identified bright students, as I said, that you have to identify the activities for those students, bright students. And like this, all these this is the answer sheet, model answer sheet. So you can have the model answer sheet, you can distribute to the class, so that each and every student who got the marks, why their marks are so low, where they missed, what was the problem in their answer, and all these things can be seen with the model answers. And like this, see, these are typical examples of the model answer test sheets. See, it takes too much time for a teacher, I know, but I will tell you that ABET is the agency which has been accepted by worldwide, and basically in Washington Accord, if you see that ABET is the highest, not Washington Accord, but ABET is the highest agency for the recognition of accreditation. So there are so many things which are involved, too much details. See, if we say that this is too much paperwork, so I think ABET is much more than that. So anyway, we have to look at the highest level body. So like this, the papers may be test papers, model answers may be given in this form. So every teacher has his or her own view to give. See, these are the notes which are to be given to the students, learning material to be given to the students and included in this course file. So probably everybody can see, and it is related to a single topic. So likewise, we say that the course file is completed along with the learning outcomes of the learning material. See, this is the typical learning material which has been given to the students. So like this, I say that this is a complete course file for a single course, single subject. And like this, all of the teachers are expected to complete the course file in this manner. But definitely, I would like to show you one more more file. What should I do? Just a minute, I will show you. Is my screen visible, please?
Hey, ma'am, abhi your screen
Nahi
is
hai?
not
Okay,
on.
okay.
You will have
Okay.
to share again, yeah.
Okay, okay, I'll do that. Is it visible now?
Ji, yes, it is
Yes.
visible.
Let us look at this. This is another way. This is another way. But everything is written so nicely here. See the course title, how many numbers, how many credits are allocated to it. Precondition is nothing but the prerequisite. Post conditions are nothing but the course outcomes. So it depends in what manner you are going to write basically. And the description, that rationale we have seen. So now lecture schedule. Look at this. Week wise, topics covered and assignments or tasks related to it are specified here. And it is weekly. If there are tutorials associated with it, so write the strategy related to it accordingly. Then if lab is associated with it, specify here weekly labs. Attendance as per the institute policy. Evaluation as per announcement by course instructor, satisfying. See, whatever with the distribution for mid-same, final exam, and each and everything. So this distribution has to be clarified. Then text or other resources. So like this, it's very simple, but very effective. This is another way. But the thing is, all these things are these like tutorials, weekly tutorials for clarifying doubts and problem solving. So if it is possible for you to write the days and number of hours, so it will be good. Similarly, scheduled weekly labs. So what time, I mean, you can put a table, you can attach a table in place of this, so that it will be more clear to the students. So like this, all of the subjects have been written along with their prerequisites and COs, along with the rationale and weekly coverage of the contents of the subject. So this is see, textbook, David Patterson and John Deci. Look at this, 4th edition, even ISBN number is given. Good way to represent, good way to write basically. So it matters a lot. So like this, all of the subjects may be covered in the course file. So this is related to the course file. And madam, how much time is allocated to me? Hello?
Ji, ma'am, actually this is 6 to 8, ma'am.
Okay, so can I have 5 minutes break now?
Yes, ma'am, please, you are.
Then we will have discussion.
Yes,
We'll have discussion. And,
yes,
and I'll throw some light upon the vocational courses.
Sure, ma'am.
Because
please
in
have
NEP,
a small break so that
yeah.
I know that you came rushing.
Yeah.
And participants will also have a, you please have a little relaxation.
Yeah.
Go and have take a round of your house and then come back.
Yeah. So